Hi guys, just a quick look at some retro CB radio equipment. We start off with the Delta Echo Master Pro. This is I think this is the latest version. It's got a little Roger beep switch on the back, echo delay and modulation there, and a lock, and then a PTT. And then I'm looking at my Altai there, which is the PDC-1000. I'll switch it on. I'll just switch it on actually. Okay, there you go. It's a little bit bright for the camera, that little incandescent light bulb there it's got in the top left or top centre-ish. Okay, and then I've got the Superstar 3900 EFT, always one of my favourite radios. This one's probably in about 8 out of 10 condition, maybe 9. It's a really nice one. It's quite a funny story with this. I'll try to tell it really quick to stop boring everyone. So the story is I bought it from someone off eBay, and then I believe they were shell bidding, which means they were bidding on their own product, because when I put my bid in for £100, I think it was, this was like 5-6 years ago, that it come up saying I've been outbid, and then it said, do you want another opportunity to buy it? That's a classic example of someone bidding on their own stuff. And I got the opportunity, so I went down, collected it from Northampton it was, come back, and I thought, because this was probably 5-6 years ago, like I said, I thought there's something wrong with it because I'd never had a radio with a frequency counter like this before. And when you get to 23, so it goes 22 there, look, 22, just scroll it up a little bit, so it goes 22, 27.205 makes sense, 27.150 makes sense, 27.225 makes perfect sense. Oh, hang on a minute, what's happened there? It's jumped up and then it's gone back down, and that's something to do with in the beginning of CB radio, when it only had 23 channels. That's something to do with the way the old system used to be. It used to top out at 23. I can't remember the exact story, but something to do with that. Anyway, I bought the radio. I thought, oh gosh, and then I realised that it went down to the 12 metre band. It's actually 10, 11, 12 metre radio. I was quite impressed. I heard some skip coming out over that frequency, so I quite enjoyed that. Anyway, the story is I sold it and then I bought it back, and I knew it was the same radio because I knew the seller, but in case he was trying to like say, oh, hang on a minute, it's it's the same radio you're buying back, but it wasn't. I always remember it having a little Harry Potter scar, which is like, I don't think, you might just there, you can just about make that out there. It won't focus on it, but it's got like a little Harry Potter Z on it, very light scratch on it. It's odd, the little things you notice on your own equipment. Anyway, back to the sort of mini review here. So what we can do is have a little listen. I've got an AOR set up here, the 8200 on 27205. I'll put it back to 27205. We're broadcasting into a dummy load, or transmitting into a dummy load. Okay, so 27, turn that down, drop that. I'm just checking the SWR. Okay, so sorry, what was I doing? There you go. Okay, so let's transmit. Audio. 1, 2. Audio. 1, 2. As you can hear there, I've got both the beeps on. Apologies for the jaunty angle I'm holding it at. I've actually broken my tripod and waiting for a new one to come, so I'm having to do it all by hand. I'm trying to be steady, but I know it's annoying to get a bit of shaky cam on the go. So put both the beeps on. Also, these radios sometimes, if you put the Roger beep on, sometimes the Roger beep takes some time to warm up, which is odd. It sounds a bit funny until the radio's warmed up. This has been on about 20 minutes now, and they take about 15 minutes to stabilise on frequency. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is I was just going to do the SWR. Sorry, I'm into a dummy load on. Am I? No, I'm not actually. I'm into the dipole. Tell a lie, I'm into a dipole at the moment. Broadcasting very low power though, so I'm broadcasting what we got there, 3 watts, 2.5 watts, which is about right. after one more look at the frequency counter, they're in agreement. I'll knock that off because it's ruining my white balance. Okay, so here we go. So we're on about 2.5 watts audio. There you go. And this is the beep just on the Delta. Nice. The old school. Hello. And then that's the echo on there. Now this radio's actually got echo built into it. Let's do what I started to do. I started to do the SWR. So the SWR on this is this button there, and so that's the RF, which is virtually nothing because it's turned all the way down, and that's the SWR, which is virtually nothing because I've got a dipole and a balun up the loft at the moment, and it's tuned to 12 meters actually, but I've got a tuner in line which tunes it down nicely to this band. Okay, so let's have a look at what I forgot to use this thing. Okay, so it's pair SWR on there. I think you pull it to get the calibrate. Let's just lock that off. Nice little VU on these. Audio. Okay, so let's just what was it doing? There you go. So that's going to be on calibrate. Is it SWR? I forgot to use this thing. Yeah, there it is. And then that's the SWR there, which is really low. As I say, it's tuned in, so it should be very, very low. And back to power. An interesting thing about these Altoids is they don't. They never actually, the deviations never works on them very well, or at all. And I don't know why. Probably because they're not a professional piece of equipment. They're just a bit of, I just like the big needle on them, which is, there's my sort of thumb. As you can see, it's quite a big needle there. Display is quite nice, and the frequency counter is a little bit of a bonus, but I don't use it that much. Anyway, the modulation doesn't work that well either on these, but the power seems to be quite good. Okay, so that's that. So that's the SWR done. The power on this radio, let's just have a quick look at the power. So this is a bit of a mixed review, quick look at everything really, just a bit of retro radio equipment. So the power on this thing, let's just go to 10 watts. We're on 10 watts. Lock it on there with the lock button, and then we can turn it up here. Oh yeah, okay. I think it does about 15 watts to be honest. Oh no, we're pushing it to about 10. Okay, that's not in agreement with my other meters. They reckon it does about 12 or 14 watts, but I say again, it's not a professional piece of equipment. This is just a CB sort of power meter. I only really like it because it's actually got quite a steady feel to it, a steady needle, and a quite quality feel, to be honest. There's obviously CB radio switches, so it's not too bad. I'd say mid-range sort of piece of equipment in general. Okay, so let's listen to the echo on this thing. So let's use the echo on. Hello. Audio. 1 2. 1 2. This has actually got a audio check. This has actually got a let's just put both the echoes on. Okay, let's turn that one about halfway. It seems to work quite nicely. Let's put a load of echo on this as well. Hello. It's like double echo. Turn that down. Okay, so this thing here, this another part of the story when I sold it to my friend, or did a deal with the Striker, I think it was at the time, with my friend. Another part of the story is that when he got it, it was muffled on FM, and it was to do with the module that sits inside the echo chamber module, which wasn't very good anyway. So what he did, because he knew Black Spirit Nick, I think he lives up that way with him. I think he knows him. He is his friend as well. Black Spirit is, and Nick, I believe, put a Magnum S9. Is that the right one? Is it an S9? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. Magnum S9 echo chamber into this, which it's unfortunate it hasn't got the reverb control, but it's still got the volume pot on there, which is nice. I've just noticed the mic gain's only halfway up. I can't remember. I don't know why that is. Anyway. Yeah, so that's it really. It's got a Magnum echo chamber in it. Okay, that's it then, guys. Just a quick look So these couple of pieces of equipment, this isn't in great condition. The lid needs sanding and repainting, and a couple of screws putting in where it's had holes cut out of it and stuff like that. But the face is in nice nick. I mean, that's the part you can't really reproduce these days. It's silk screen printing, unless you know a silk screen printer. The knobs are all pretty good. So it's not in bad condition. What I like about it, I'll zoom out a little bit there manually, is the size. Oh,